freelancers, it's your pricing queen Jazz here, and welcome to the Creative Business Kitchen, where ambitious freelancers go to build a business that feeds their passion and fills their back pocket. Today we are talking all about charging by the hour, swapping time for dollars. It's common, simple, understood, and may not be the most profitable way to be as a creative. So if this whets your appetite, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and prepare to feast on all things to help you find your own flavor of freelance success. Let's dig in. Now, one of the most frequently asked questions any freelancer gets, so what's your hourly rate? It sounds simple, but we both know that it's way more complex than that. So what actually is hourly pricing? I'm sure you know it by now, but put simply, hourly pricing is putting a dollar amount on your time and only charging for the time that it takes you to complete the job at hand. Hourly pricing is the most commonly accepted and widely used pricing model across not just the creative industry. The reason it's commonly used is because it's so simple to understand. It's an exchange of hours for money. Most employers use it. You probably worked on an hourly rate in a part-time job in high school. I know I did. I'm pretty sure I worked for around $15 an hour back when I was in high school at the family butcher shop. Now, charging an hourly rate relies on you to keep track of your hours and charging either as you go or at set milestones or at the end. Before we dig in too far, I want to make sure that you have calculated your own personal hourly rate. If you haven't, head here and you can access my pricing calculator. You're welcome. So how can you make hourly pricing work as a freelancer? Say you have a job that requires ongoing work that isn't going to be in one nice chunk of time. Maybe it's content creation for a local florist who can't really supply all of her flowers at once. She will need the work on an hourly rate and maybe be billed as you go. You might set up some blocks of hours or blocks of time and just keep them updated with a running total. In this particular case, hourly pricing works for this situation. Or maybe you have a client who knows what they want the end product of the project they have hired you for to look a certain way, but has no idea how you're going to get there or how long it will take, and it's just not able to be calculated. There's no way that either you or the client knows how long it will take, and guessing or ballparking may be out of the question. Best to play it safe, bill by the hour. Now, in these scenarios, pricing by the hour absolutely works. Totally fine. Now, if you are wanting to take hourly pricing and increase its profitability, I actually highly recommend considering a creative retainer. When I started introducing creative retainers, and then I think about a year into it, I had 3 creative retainers all going at the same time. A retainer means that they retain ongoing access to your services, and it's charged at a whole rate per month. It's a little bit more complex, but it can work to get the client shifting their mindset from dollars for time and then into a long-term relationship. And if you're wanting more information on creative retainers, head here to grab my mini guide. Now, are there any downsides to hourly pricing? So let's turn the table and look at how hourly pricing might not work. So say you have a client come to you to build a website. Because you've done something similar for another client, you can kind of ballpark how long it will take. And because you've done the work before, you know what to charge to make it worth your while and charge for your time correctly. So you bill that correctly. But then you build this site, and the website does so well that they end up making their return on investment in less time than it took you to build the actual site. And while that's great, your client's winning, you can't help but feeling a little bit shortchanged and left a little hungry. That's not a real situation at all. Sometimes you have situations because you've done the job before and knowing how long it will take, you end up being penalized for being too efficient. For example, the first time that you designed a brochure or put together a magazine design, it took you 30 hours. But now when you put it together and the second or third time that you've done it, maybe it's a monthly publication, it takes you half the time, if not less. It's great that you have done it in half the time and made the client really happy. But here's the problem. When you bill hourly and work quicker, you make less money. When you take less time and are more efficient, you can only bill for the time and not the value. Not ideal, especially when being faster at what you do and do well is more valuable than being slower. The other factor to consider here when looking at how hourly pricing doesn't work is looking at the dynamic between the client and yourself. Now, this is especially true when it comes to new clients and clients who haven't experienced the sweet taste of success that you literally bring to every job. No doubt there. They are waiting to be wowed, hoping for you to prove yourself, and maybe they are apprehensive because they have been burned before. When working on an hourly rate in this sort of scenario, you and the client are entering the arena at differing aims or differing desired outcomes. This is not ideal. The client likely wants to keep things under budget and as cheap as possible. They want it to be done fast. They want it to be done well. Now, you're completing the work, so it's going to be done well. Tick that box. But you want to be paid for your time and not be punished for being more productive or efficient, and also don't want to feel rushed. Hourly pricing puts these parameters in place, so you're already at odds with the client before you've even started. Pricing per hour has some benefits, but also some major drawbacks. There are plenty of people who price by the hour and it works for them, but it's important to recognize that there are options out there rather than trading your time for dollars. It's all about finding the balance that works for you in your own flavor of freelance success. Order up! Okay, that is a wrap on today's video, my fellow culinary creative. I hope I've given you some food for thought when it comes to hourly pricing and finding your own flavor of success and whether it works for you. Don't stop there. Head over to the Creative Business Kitchen to feast on even more resources and tools to help you grow a profitable freelance business. From creative calculators to gourmet guides, from finding hungry clients to charging with confidence as a creative, I serve you up everything you need to cook up a storm of profit and passion in your creative business. I'll see you in the kitchen. Now go get a snack. You earned it!